Ruth.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch.
It's Wilde and Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Friday edition. The Feel Good Friday edition. The, you know what? There's only one edition that matters today. Scheduled to appear in mere moments, the Mike McCarthy edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, he is the Packers Hall of Famer, who will someday be joined in the Packers Hall of Fame by our guest who is scheduled to appear momentarily. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I don't know if he has to retire before he can get in. Or if he can
I don't think. That's a great question. Like, can you?
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to retire. He's a ball coach. He's just going to coach ball. So I'm not sure when and if he retires.
I don't know what the rules are. Can you be coaching another team when you're inducted?
I don't think
sure.
so. I don't think that's how that works. But I think they make. I mean, Mark Murphy got in before he retired, so I think they can make rules up and they can do what they want, and that's their right to do. And Mike would be. He should be in whenever they want to put him in.
I would assume it'll if the Pro Football Hall of Fame gets things rectified with Mike Holmgren and Bill Belichick, Mike McCarthy will still be coaching in Pittsburgh before he can get into the Packers Hall of Fame, but those guys may get in. So I reached out to Mike yesterday. He's going to join us here momentarily, but it feels different to me that he's in Pittsburgh than it felt when he landed in Dallas. It just like he had success in. I don't know because he's a Pittsburgh macho guy. It's just different for me. I actually considered. I haven't done it because I don't own any NFL gear, but I actually even considered maybe getting a Steelers hoodie.
So you're a fan of the Steelers?
Well, I'm a fan of Mike McCarthy. Now that I don't cover him, there were certainly times where I wasn't a fan of him when I was covering him. But generally speaking, I'm a fan of the person no matter what. So, I am curious what the process is like when you've done this now 3 times, become a head coach of a team, and you have to get a staff in place and get everything squared away. And it's a little different when it's in your hometown. I did think, and I'm going to tell him this when he joins us, I was really disappointed that people didn't get a bigger kick out of his dog years line in his opening press conference because he was talking about, how old he is and how long he's been doing this, and he got no reaction. And we would have given him at least a courtesy laugh. He didn't even get that from him. So he will join us momentarily. Until then, the Packers search continues for a special teams coordinator. Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated, who lives for these coaching searches, has a few candidates that have already interviewed or are scheduled to interview. Tausch, I spent a lot of time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy talking about the offensive line, which we all, as we discussed with Brian Bulaga earlier in the week, have concerns about. You kept special teams at the top of your biggest questions list. The fact that there is no coordinator now, how does that affect it, if at all?
That's a question mark. It would definitely lead to more questions. But, again, I am not in the camp of if things aren't working, don't do anything because you don't know what could get worse. Mm-hmm. I think if you're looking at it and you have 3 or 4 years of data and seeing how things have played out, and it's not where you want it to be, you don't worry, well, I don't know who I can get. Well, no, that's a, as Mike McCarthy would say, a polluted mindset. So that never made any sense to me. And I know, 38 days, a long time. And why this is the way it shook itself out, I don't know. But there's talk of the guy from New England that worked under Belichick. Belichick's special teams are always good. We just need some new blood and a new mentality. And I've been talking about the mentality, and that is organizationally. Organizationally, it can't be. And I know Mike said this on occasions. I think it was when they were out with played the Rams. I remember this. And what was the receiver turned running back? Montgomery fumbled a kick.
Yes. And
they just said, just take it out. Just kneel on it. That mentality of just don't blank it up.
Right.
You're not going to win with that attitude. And I understand it because that was, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae. You trusted your offense more than you trusted your special teams. I think the goal of Matt LaFleur should be, how do I get where I trust all three of my units? And I'm not going to say, well, we need to not do this in order to do that. It should be, let's do this in addition to. That needs to be more of the mentality. And whether or not that's how it shakes out, it will be driven a lot by who he ends up getting in to lead that group.
Yeah, and as you point out, one of the candidates that Bill mentioned in his story is the former special teams coordinator in New England under Bill Belichick. But again, and we can talk about this with Mike. He's going to join us next. But it feels to me like, and he won a Super Bowl, right? But when have they been good on special teams? Not during the Mike McCarthy era very much. Not during the Mike Sherman era very much. Not during the Matt LaFleur era very much. So I have a hard time understanding why it is so institutional that it's difficult. So we will have to ask him about special teams. I'm sure he'll have top-notch special teams in Pittsburgh.
So we both love Mike. Why'd you call Mike yesterday? Is there a reasoning of what your thought process was? You just wanted to catch up?
I just thought it would be fun to catch up with him. And I am curious just what it's been like now that things have settled in a little bit in Pittsburgh. I want to know if he's, crashing in his old bedroom or if they've put him up in some sort of hotel or how that works. Like, there's a lot of logistics. Like, are his mom and dad really excited to have him back in his old room? Does he have, like, his old posters on the wall?
You think he's down, he gets back from a long day, like, building his staff and starting to, like, work on, the roster for next year. And he goes down there and he yells for his mom and dad to bring him some meatloaf.
The meatloaf!
Down in the basement. That, to me, that would be awesome.
Well, we'll ask him that coming up after Tausch tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, our homes, whether we're with our parents or we're on our own, they need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round. We know the weather. It was just 65 degrees, and today it's snowing. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. The right windows and doors can vastly improve your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall style. And with Pella, you will get expert recommendations designed around your home, your needs, and within your budget. Don't miss out on 0% financing for up to 4 years. It ends on the 28th of February. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll get connected with Mike McCarthy next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on. Then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princely Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Jesse feverishly working to get things ironed out with Mike McCarthy, who will join us momentarily. I do know that we probably need to warn him that this ain't McAfee. So,
what does that mean?
No swearing.
Oh.
I mean, clearly we had to remind Domofsky of that, too, and we didn't do that. I did what? Did you watch his press conference when he was introduced in Pittsburgh?
I didn't watch. I saw the clips of him choking up, and I think all of us that know Mike knew he'd choke up when he was at that press conference.
Yeah, that was not surprising. I thought we could have come up with like a bingo game with the different Mike McCarthyisms and see if they made the cut of his opening press conference. But we could play that now because now he's on. Joining us now, he is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is as positive a development as I could have possibly thought of during this offseason. It's like anything. It's time for Mike McCarthy. Mike, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
I got to start here because obviously the transition from wherever you have been to now you are now in your hometown. When you first got there and you were doing your introductory press conference, did the Steelers put you up in a hotel or did you go into your childhood bedroom and sleep there each night?
I'm not sleeping in my childhood bedroom because my parents have moved to a different area of the neighborhood. But I'm definitely I got a better bed today than I did 40, 50 years ago. So.
By the way, and we know how funny you are. We've experienced it firsthand. We still, to this day, every trade deadline year, we bring up your deadpan, "Oh, is the trade deadline today? I thought it was next week" joke, which was among the greatest moments in press conference history. But I was disappointed. I thought your line about dog years in your press conference was really good. You got no reaction. Was that the biggest disappointment of the press conference?
No, I wouldn't say that because my focus was really just trying to get through the press conference after the way it started. So, no, I didn't. I think it's like anything. It's it's the first time, being with the local media, and I'm sure they have to get used to me, and definitely I'll have to get used to them.
What has it been like? I mean, obviously, you did get extreme. You didn't even get into your opening statement without getting emotional. We all knew that was going to happen, those of us that know you. But now that things have settled down a little bit and you're into a rhythm and you're building your staff and you're getting ready for the season, what has it been like since the news broke?
I mean, since the news broke, it's been surreal, frankly, just to be back in Pittsburgh. As I sit here talking to you right now, I look out my office window at the Monongahela River, and directly across from my office is the neighborhood I grew up in. So I can see the neighborhood of Greenfield from my office window. So that part is surreal. Just to drive down Greenfield Avenue and on the 2nd Avenue across the Hot Metal Bridge to work every day is because these are the streets that I grew up on. So. So that part has just been absolutely amazing. But it's football. I mean, I'm loving every meeting that I jump into. We're putting together a playbook on offense. Defense is doing the same. So just getting acclimated to the new facility. We're doing some things from an IT perspective that is kind of normal that every staff goes through when you go into your new opportunity. So just enjoying every moment of the startup that goes on when you try to build your program, and obviously trying to take advantage of all the great things that have gone on here in the past, and then obviously putting together your program and to build your culture. The draft meetings, get ready to go to Combine on Monday. So just enjoying every part of the football because this is what we do as coaches.
Mike, how much different is it than when you had your first job in Green Bay? With obviously the technology and artificial AI and all of the stuff that everybody is going through, but is it still how much similarity is what you're going through now in comparison to what you did back in 2006?
I think definitely, it is different. It's a lot different. But I think the core, the fundamentals of what you're trying to build, from a message perspective, because back in 2006, for me personally as a head coach, these are, they were ideas. It was an idea of how you plan and how you build a system. Now, 18 years later, from being a head coach, these are systems that work. You're presenting systems of how you do things, and you always have one or two, sometimes three ways of accomplishing anything that has to do, whether it's the grading system, the evaluation of post game, the teaching environment you're trying to create today is definitely a lot different than what we had there in 06. So that part of it's different, but I think the core and the fundamentals of what you're working every day to accomplish is the same.
And Mike, you brought back a lot of our old friends. You got Campy, you got Bloke, you got. How fun is that? How fun has that part been when you've been building out your staff? And I know you're bringing in different ideas, but to bring Campy and some other folks from Green Bay over to Pittsburgh, a lot of folks in Wisconsin are calling it Green Bay East. I know that's not the case, but nice to have Campy and some of those guys back on your staff.
Oh, definitely. No, we're loving it. I mean, it's just like anything. These friends for life that I was able to bring aboard. It means the world to me. So, just for them to hear all the old stories and now to see actually where it happened has been funny. But no, they're not only great people, they're great coaches, and it's exciting to build something new but still have the lessons that we learned, particularly in our time in Green Bay.
Mike, I'm curious why it was important for you to keep coaching, right? Like, you could have just said, all right, I've had a lot of success. I've got a great family. I've got a great life. Because this obviously is different, but there were some other teams that were interested in potentially hiring you as well. It's special because it's home for you, but overall, why did you want to keep doing this?
Well, it's interesting. Obviously, Jessica and I had plenty of time to talk about what's next, and definitely super comfortable in our life in Green Bay. We love it there. That's our home, and 4 of our 5 kids are born there, so that part will never change. But I'm laughing because she kind of hit between the eyes. She just said, "Hey, if you want to do this, it's great. Obviously we're in full support, but you're not getting any younger." So I just think that that wasn't the biggest factor, but I just wanted to look at every opportunity and would have been very content, staying right where I was. But because every opportunity is different. I mean, to grow up here in Pittsburgh and think you're go on to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't dream about that. But now, this opportunity just seemed like something that I had to do or was meant to be. Because I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that Mike Tomlin would retire, and and this was an opportunity based off of history that that I thought was well past me. So when it did come available in the conversations that led up to the interview, I just felt like this was something that was meant to be, and our family is just beyond blessed and fortunate to be back in Pittsburgh, with my parents and my siblings, at this point in my parents' life. And, for my youngest kids to experience this, I think the older ones have a higher appreciation for Pittsburgh. The younger ones haven't experienced it, as the older ones have. So this is just something that's come together for us on a personal level. That's just it's been incredible for us, and we're really looking forward to every day that this opportunity brings. And the good Lord has blessed me so much, and this is definitely icing on the cake.
Talking with Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy on Wilde and Tausch. All right, so Tausch and I were obviously really excited for you. A lot of people that care about you and love you were excited for you. It's a great story. What's the challenge in Pittsburgh? I did notice that while you mentioned, historically the Steelers have hired a young coach, and he coached there for a really, really long time. And then when Chuck Noll or Bill Cowher moved on, they hired another young coach, and then he coached there for a really long time. I mean, I'm sure you could coach into your 80s if you want, but...
What are you trying to say, Jason?
I'm saying that he's not a young coach, which I heard him say earlier. But it appeared that there were some Steelers fans that weren't excited as Tausch and I were about you being the new coach. So what's the challenge here for you, and how do you view, making this more than just a great story of local boy makes good, but you go out there and you get them another Lombardi trophy?
Well, I think like anything, once the press conference is over, I mean, it's time to do the job, and that's just frankly how I've always approached this profession. So, and that's where I try to pour all my energy into until I talk to you and you ask me these type of questions. So
he loves drama, Coach. He still loves drama. I'm telling you, all he cares about is drama. You know that.
Well, I knew it was coming, so I can't say I was surprised. But I'm just going to go with the dog ears mindset and maybe look into some anti-aging supplementation or something. I'm not really worried.
Cryotherapy, some of the cold plunge.
There you go. Yeah. Good. So no, I'm loving it, and trust me, I got more than enough energy to go as long as the good Lord wants me to. So. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity. I've prepared for this and have great confidence in what we're doing here, how we're doing it. Art Rooney and Omar Khan have been awesome. Everything I thought they would be. So, hey, we're coming together. We're forming our partnership, and it's just like anything. This NFL is about opportunities and what you do with it. So, we're just getting ready to compete, and it's about winning the world championship and putting the 7th Super Bowl trophy in the case. So that's what the focus is.
You went world championship. You didn't go worlds. I know you love when we used to bust your chops when you gave your first speech in front of us in 06. You said worlds, and then we all started wondering, if we had to go to Jupiter or to any of the other planets. And I think we got a lot of good runway out of that, Coach.
Yeah, well, I'll get it cranked back up again. I just need to be around the Pittsburghese a little longer, and the tongue will get a little thicker, and my accent will come back stronger than ever. So I don't want to disappoint Mike, that's for sure.
That's nice of you, Mike. What do you think on the quarterback spot? Because obviously you had a great history with Aaron. You have a young guy that you're probably very excited about. There's going to be some free agents. There's draft picks, and I guess when you're evaluating and looking at it as a first year, your first year in Pittsburgh, how do you kind of approach which road you want to go down, or is it you're just going to be very variable depending on how everything shakes out?
I just think it's like anything when you put together a playbook. The part about building the offensive system to make the quarterback successful, that'll never change. But I'm not naive to the fact that we could be playing with a first-year starter as opposed to a 20-plus year starter, and that's really how deep each and every conversation goes. And when you talk about play design and play entry, we had one this morning on a play action play, and I said if Aaron's here, we'll run it this way, and if it's Will and the young guys, I said we'll run it another way. So I mean, those are the kind of conversations you have, and you got to. It's all about having a plan that's proactive and its approach, and it's all the way down to technique of how you're going to play with this group of tight ends as opposed to some of the tight end groups I've had in the past. Offensive line, defensive. And so, I mean, that's why it takes the amount of time that it takes, especially in year one when you're building your system, because you definitely want to make sure your current players, because at the end of the day, the men that are under contract today are going to have the biggest impact on our success this coming season. But you also want to make sure that you have you have everything in place for this young draft class. We have 12 picks this year so far, so we're gonna have a very, very large draft class. So, those are the things that we're looking at, and that applies directly to the quarterback position.
So, Mike, what can you give us an idea of what the process looks like for finding out if Aaron wants to be back, if he, where things kind of go from here. You said why wouldn't you want him back in your opening press conference? But I'm curious, you went through the Favre process of, not him deciding whether to play or not for 3 years. He retires in March of 2008, and then I don't remember what happened after that. There were some kind of crazy things that happened, I think. I've kind of blocked out that part of my memory. But how does this work with Aaron moving forward?
I think it's like, all your experiences in life. I mean, they're assets, and it just really always points back to, healthy communication. So, and there's definitely has been that. And we'll see what the future holds. But, we're definitely preparing for both scenarios.
Has he told you that he's at least interested in doing this? He's going through his normal off-season routine. He's been doing some skiing of late, which I didn't realize he was into that. So being safe about it. I don't want to put out his personal business, but no, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Just it's the same kind of conversation I just had with Cam Hayward the other day. I mean, these guys have played a long time. Mark went through at the end of his career. I mean, there's definitely a decompressing period that goes on for the older guys, and that's where we are. Well, if I recall,
Mike, how much do you miss Wilde's questions? Like, don't you wish he was, just coming out there and just asking you, just pestering the heck out of you? You miss that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here on this conversation. I've looked up every time Jason talks. I look at the clock. I don't know why that keeps happening. But
you got to sip water. The new thing is the coaches will take doesn't matter if it's a special teams coordinator. They'll drink water to make sure Jason knows. Hey, it's like an egg timer. Get to the point.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that'll help you.
That's not good when your host is telling people to sip water, Jason. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, no, it's important to stay hydrated, Mike. That's really what I like to emphasize. All right, we'll get you out of here with two more questions. One, the Packers, your old team, is looking for a special teams coordinator. Obviously, you guys hired Danny Crossman, who's done it in the league forever. But whether it was you, whether it's been LaFleur, Mike Sherman before that, it is hard to be consistently really good on special teams in the NFL. Why? Why is it so hard, Mike?
Well, I just think it's the way I think you look at roster development. I mean, I think, a lot of these special teams coaches, experience, I think is a huge factor in special teams in our league. Just the coordination, between the game management and the situational calls that, high majority of them, are on special teams. So the training is a component that, obviously, you go back to Mark's era, you have less time with the players. I mean, I don't think you can honestly sit here and think if you have less time in training that, certain aspects of the game are not going to be affected. So I think that's definitely one that has been affected. I think the fundamentals in certain areas have been affected. I think offensive linemen are held to the biggest challenge of developing young players. So I think all those things kind of add up, So yeah, I mean, special teams is an important part of the game. Obviously, particularly when you play in an outdoor climate. I mean, I definitely view it not differently, but I think it have a different focal points when you're coaching in Green Bay or you're coaching in Pittsburgh versus being an indoor team in Dallas. So I think there's a lot of variables that you have to look at, and and I do. I think when you have less training and you're a young football team historically, some personnel rosters believe in carrying one or two special teams players, maybe as high as 4 or 5. Or just playing with your younger players. So, I mean, there's philosophy that plays in this too. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of variables you have to look into when you're trying to define where your team is as far as their special teams and how you can improve it.
All right. So you said once the introductory press conference is over, it's time to get to work, and that's what you've been doing. But I am curious. We were trying to figure out if we can put you in the Packers Hall of Fame while you're still coaching the Steelers. I didn't get a ruling on that yet from the folks that decide that, but obviously you'll be in there eventually. I am curious whether you're driving home across that bridge or you're coming back here, whatever it might be. Have you had a moment where you've just thought, holy cow, since we don't swear on this show like you could on McAfee, I've coached the three probably most iconic franchises now in football history, in the Steelers, the Cowboys, and the Packers. Does that, how hard is that to believe for a kid from Greenfield?
I mean, it's been very, very evident in my thought process. I didn't think much about it before because I've always been, taking an approach of kind of just keeping your head down, and trying to focus on, the next opportunity. But I have thought about it a lot. I think it's probably part of where I am in my life, being around my parents at an older age. But yes, I think about it quite often. But the problem is my drive's only 8 minutes. And I never thought I'd live closer to work than I was in Green Bay, and I've accomplished this by a good 6 or 7 minutes. But so the rides are shorter. But yes, I have thought about that, and just can't tell you enough how super blessed I am for these three opportunities.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Mike, how excited are your parents that you're home, and are they going to be bummed if and when you decide to move out?
Oh no, it's been comical on certain levels. It's cool. I mean, the first week they were getting up having coffee, with me, but then then the 5 o'clock, 5:30, got a little challenging for them. But we have tea every night. I've never drinking this much tea in my life, so it's really nice to be able to spend that time with them. And I went to church with them last week, so just doing things you only get to do periodically in the past, and then be able to do it every day. But we had my first night after 10 o'clock. I was working, and I walk in the door, and they're like, "Where the hell have you been?" I mean, it's 10 o'clock at night. I said, "Where have I been? I've been doing this for 30 plus years." And they're like, "God, you work? I didn't know you worked that late." So, we've had
Mike, the meatloaf's cold, man. I had meatloaf.
Yeah, I know. I got to know. You need dinner. You don't need dinner. You need to communicate. So I said, all right. We'll get that part.
That is awesome.
So, it was good to be home, and I didn't make it a week without getting in trouble. So it was nice.
Mike, we appreciate your time. I was disappointed we didn't get to walk your property this off season like I have in past years, bringing you your Starbucks at 5 a.m. But good news. I think Tausch and I are going to road trip to training camp. We're going to do the show live from, I don't know if it'll be your office or the sideline of practice. Are we welcome?
I think it's still Rolling Rock, right? Oh. Isn't it up in where the Rolling Rock is, right? Isn't that where Pittsburgh does their training camp?
Yeah, correct. Latrobe, Pennsylvania. St. Vincent's. It has a St. Norbert's feel to it. Yeah, you guys will love it up there. I'd love to see you there. That'd be awesome.
Mike, I got to tell you this before you go, though, because I don't know if I told you this off air. Jason last year couldn't go walk your property because he had plantar fasciitis, and he ended up getting Doc to go meet him at his kid's school while Jordan Love had busted his thumb up, and the Packers are probably waiting on Doc to get in there to give him a report because he's evaluating Jason's plantar fascia in the back of his car at a high school parking lot. I figured you'd like that story because it's true.
I'll tell you, I mean, just some things never change. I mean, it's Jason's the priority. That's good to see you've been able to sustain that for decades.
It always has been.
I've been well aware, and it's annoying. There's no doubt about it.
Mike, we're so excited for you, and we can't wait. I mean, it would be fun to come and see you at camp. We'll see if we can pull that off. But regardless, we're really excited for you and really happy for you, and we'll be pulling for you. You know that throughout the season, and don't be a stranger. I know you're going to miss doing radio and TV because you really were. The fact that I used to drive you crazy with Rodgers on Tuesdays and his show with me, and then you replaced him on that show. The irony of that was not lost on me. But, man, you were good. You loved that. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, no, I did. I just really enjoyed Pat and the whole crew there. They made it easy, and it was a lot of fun. Yes, I have to, apologize for my negative attitude towards you for all those years. I actually enjoyed my 1 year in the media, so it was a lot of fun. I have a lot of respect.
He enjoyed it so much that he was getting back into coaching.
He went right back to coaching. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, enough said. This was a no-brainer. So it's been awesome.
Good luck, Coach. Best wishes to everything you're doing. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike.
You bet. All the best, man. Keep in touch. Take care.
That is Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy on Wilde and Tausch.
I just love the fact that he's living with his folks. I mean, that should be.
He really
Mike
is Will
really
Ferrell.
Wanted,
Yep.
Somebody should be chronicling. Just imagine a head football coach comes home at 10 p.m. and
where the hell have you been?
His mom's like, the meatloaf's cold. Why didn't you call to tell me you were going to be late? Here's your tea. Can you see Mike drinking a tea with the little dainty
with his
pinky out?
Yep.
I just, man,
so much for Pittsburgh Macho.
Wow. That is awesome.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
So we will. This is why I wanted to talk to him, because that was the number one thing. I'm really curious what it's like to be back home, because we all went through that, right? Like you did that with Denny and Diane when you came back from college, or it's a different. And he's doing it. He's 63 years old, and he's coming home late from the office, like he was out on a date or something.
Sitcom. That's a sitcom waiting to happen. I know he's got ball on his mind, and that's where his head's at. But just think of the blessing that he's gotten to, and I think you could feel it in his voice that he's able to spend this time with his folks at that age.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Funny, awesome and funny. That's a good combo.
I am curious, and we weren't going to get bogged down on this during the show, but I didn't.
Well, it's like anything.
It is
like anything.
Well, it is like anything, but I will say, and I wanted to ask him this, even though it was kind of a jerky question. I was surprised. This guy won a Super Bowl. And it seemed like there were a lot of Steelers fans that weren't that excited about the hire.
Well, you did ask him that, and you tried to do it in a nice way.
I did.
I'm telling you, I think Mike has, it's for whatever reason, and I told you it's because he's a little, bigger. I think that's part of it, and it is.
It is. You're right.
But he doesn't have the pelts that Andy Reid has on the wall, and for whatever reason, his resume is as good, if not better, than Sean Payton and Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. Their resumes are very similar, and if Sean Payton left Denver, everybody and their mother would be like, you got to hire him. And there was just a difference with Mike, and that's why Mike got the opportunity in Dallas. He showed himself very well, and hopefully he has another good showing in Pittsburgh.
Well, we wish him the best, and we appreciate his time. That was fun to catch up with him. We will shift gears back to the team that he used to coach, and the Packers coming up. Want to remind you that the Steinhafels President's Day 3-day extended sale is on, and this thing ends on
Mike
Sunday.
Got a new bed. He probably got a new bed. Remember, he didn't have the same kid bed that he
I'm
had,
kind of disappointed.
Bed.
So obviously they found it. They obviously found a new house in the Greenfield neighborhood, because I was curious, it was going to have Lynn Swann posters up or what he would have had in his childhood bedroom. But you're right. They got a new bed for Mike. You need a new bed. You need whatever you need. You can get it at least 10% off store-wide, and then take an extra $100 off every $999 that you spend. Stack it all with 18 months of 0% interest financing, and you're furnishing the whole house without blowing up your budget. It's only 3 days, but it's big savings, and it ends on Sunday. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com before it's gone. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on. Then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at CunisMKE.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Marquette Thursdays at the Motor Bar and Restaurant on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
Marquette fought hard, but ultimately fell to number 17 St. John's 76-70 at Fiserv Forum. The Golden Eagles trailed by as many as 11 and were down 9 at halftime, but staged a second-half rally behind Nigel James Jr.'s 25 points.
They can't get the open three. Now James will try a three. Good! Yes. Unbelievable!
Royce Parham added 13 to keep Marquette in striking distance as the game came down to the final minute before St. John's sealed it at the free throw line. Marquette now sits at 9-18 overall and 4-12 in Big East play, losers of 3 straight. They look to regroup on Tuesday night when they visit Georgetown.
This Marquette Minute has been brought to you by Marquette Thursdays. Join us on select Thursday nights at 6 p.m. when head coach Shaka Smart breaks down all the Marquette action. The next show is December 18th, featuring players Josh Clark and Sheik Pearson. Don't miss Marquette Thursdays at Motor Bar and Restaurant on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Josh DiMaggio here, and I have already lost 15 pounds since I started this journey in mid-January, and now it's your time to show yourself some love with $300 off. But hurry, this Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call 262-235-3980 now for your free consultation. That's 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Has he told you that he's at least interested in doing this?
he's going through his normal off season routine. He's been doing some skiing of late, which I didn't realize he was into that. So he's be safe about it. I don't want to put out his personal business, but no, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Just it's the same kind of conversation I just had with Cam Hayward the other day. I mean, these guys have played a long time. Mark been through at the end of his career. I mean, there's definitely a decompressing period that goes on for the older guys, and that's where we are.
That is Mike McCarthy discussing the Aaron Rodgers situation with the Steelers and whether the 42-year-old four-time NFL MVP has even told him that he's interested in coming back for another season or not at this point. Sounded like a no. Has not made any sort of statement clearly on what he would even consider at this point, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you want that to happen? Are you rooting for that?
Happen?
Him coming back to play for Mike.
Back?
Yeah.
I said earlier this offseason that I hope he retires. But if he does, I think, just from a drama standpoint, and if he wants to play and he's willing to put in the work that he knows he has to, yeah, man, I'm never going to tell somebody they shouldn't play if they're willing to work and they're good enough and somebody wants them to play, go for it. Ideally, I think when you look at it from Mike's perspective, I think if he could have Aaron as that kind of that bridge guy to help him implement his system with a young guy and let him grow, I think that would make things easier. And, the fact that he said he's got plays called up with Rodgers and without tells you that there's still a lot of uncertainty. And I don't think this will be one of those cases where Aaron is going to go into end of March. He'll have to make that decision probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks.
He put you in that category of being late in your career, having to decide whether you want to keep doing it or not. Did you go through that going into the 2010 season? Because as we know, they retired you after the 2010 season.
No, I wasn't going to tell Mike, but that's not how it works for most of us. That's just not.
Right.
We play until they tell you can't. And what a luxury for some of these guys. And for Mike also. I mean, Mike has been able to coach as long as he's wanted to coach.
Right.
And not a lot of coaches get that. So that's because he's had a lot of success. And for, I would say, 95% of us as players, you are going to play until the wheels fall off. And then there's the 5% of the guys that can tell and dictate, no, I'm good. Aaron Donald, Strahan. There's very few exceptions to that rule of guys saying I've had enough. My body isn't going. I can't do it. There does come, I think what Mike was saying. It's more, are you willing to put in the work and the time that you know you have to? Because if it was just line up in September and go play, guys would continue to play. But it's not
right
for most guys. It's and then can I do it at a level that's going to be where I and my team are looking at it? And those are the tough questions, and they're really difficult to answer honestly. You need someone. That's why most of us need someone to say, appreciate you, but you're gone.
I wanted to ask him about special teams, and I thought his answer was interesting, so I want to get into that coming up, and we'll play a little trivia a little bit later in the show. But his answer about and mentioning the fact that it's how you build your roster, I thought was very telling, because I do believe that has, as we've discussed many times,
but every team now, it's gotten to be, Green Bay is always known as we're going to go young. And, yeah, they do. But almost everybody is doing that now. There's not many teams. There's some teams that will have some key veterans that are older. It's getting rarer and rarer to see 33, 34-year-old dudes playing football.
So do you think that's because when we were just talking about, guys being able to step away, like I look at the way Josh Sitton and TJ Lang ended their careers, like those guys still had stuff in the tank, but there was a time in this league where you played longer.
You'd have to ask those guys that. I think that they ran that thing pretty. I mean, TJ was having concussions and shoulder
injury issues. Yep.
I know Josh, it just gets, and that's why when you talk about Goody's philosophy on things, I totally agree with him.
Right.
You have to always trend younger. And Elton Jenkins, are his best football days ahead of him? Man, I hope so for him. Right. But the odds would tell you it's going to be tough sledding. And he's going to he can maybe give you 2 or 3 more really good years, or you had another injury. Those things add up. And I'm telling you, it's not just the physical side of it that adds up. What really starts getting you is that mental side of, I can't train and do the things I want to do in the off season, and I have to work that much harder just to get back to square one. Like, you guys laugh at me all the time about Mount Everest, but it's exactly right. Not only for teams, but for coaches and for players. It is a hell of a big, oh my God, you get back, there is nobody starts halfway up the mountain. Everybody goes back to base camp, and then you look up and you're like, oh. And then as you're climbing, stuff happens. And the mental fortitude you have to be a big boy NFL football player, I don't know a lot of other jobs that have that. I'm sure there are some. But you have to have it, and then you have to have it physically too. That ain't easy.
My only thought is that I feel like early in my career you would see guys keep playing because, quite frankly, they didn't make as much money as players do now.
Yeah, but most of the time you
longer.
Maybe most of the time that wasn't good for either party.
Yeah,
other than
you're
you're
right.
getting some scratch.
Yep.
So I think that has been a staple, and I know you asked Goody, the line of demarcation's 30.
It is.
Yeah, there is something to be said, and it's not for everybody. There's some guys that have been able to overcome it and still play at high levels and want to be out there and doing it. But it's getting to be less and less likely for those guys to do it. And in an era, who did I just hear talking? Oh, it was Luka Doncic was talking about LeBron playing at 42, 43. He goes, oh, I ain't going to be there at 41. I remember Aaron Rodgers saying that too.
He did.
Boy, he's still going. At least he was. I don't know if he still will be. But
well, right now he's skiing, apparently.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
We will shift gears next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It is 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend lots of time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year's resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family.
caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Mark Tausch here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through February 22nd, our listeners get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the 3rd tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and $1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a 2-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I see Bill Huber reporting that another potential Packers special teams coach candidate has found other employment. We'll talk about that. And the poll question that Jesse, I didn't even realize Jesse put this poll in the field yesterday. I missed it. It's a good poll, and the results are interesting. But I do want to play what I mentioned when I asked Mike McCarthy about special teams, because, look, during your time playing with him, there were certainly some moments. You had Micah Hyde, I think, had 3 punt returns for a touchdown in a season. There were times when special teams certainly were more than just a, hey, let's just not screw it up for the offense. But you brought up that Ty Montgomery story, and you're 1,000% right about that as well. Just don't screw up. That's all we really ask here. So why is that? Why is it so hard to succeed on special teams in Green Bay? Here's what Mike McCarthy said.
Special teams is an important part of the game, obviously, particularly when you play in an outdoor climate. I mean, I definitely view it differently, but I think it have a different focal points when you're coaching in Green Bay or you're coaching in Pittsburgh versus being an indoor team in Dallas. So I think there's a lot of variables that you have to look at, and and I do. I think when you have less training and you're a young football team historically, some personnel rosters believe in carrying, 1 or 2 special teams players, maybe as high as 4 or 5, or just playing with your younger players. So, I mean, there's philosophy that plays in this too. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of variables you have to look into when you're trying to define where your team is as far as their special teams and how you can improve it.
According to Pete Thamel of ESPN, Matthew Smiley, who had been... that's what we would have called him had he ended up in Green Bay, I'm guessing. But he won't be ending up in Green Bay. The former Buffalo Bills special teams coordinator going to South Carolina as their new special teams coordinator. You don't see many guys going the other direction.
No, that's a rare thing, and I know we were going to discuss this earlier. Why don't we just go hire Sean McDermott? Assistant head coach, special teams coordinator. He got his background in special teams. He could come in. He didn't want to sit out for a year. Go ask him if he wants to do it. Let's just go bring him in. What's the matter with bringing in McDermott?
Why would he? You think he would be interested in that? Like he had
ball coaches. Ball coaches are ball coaches. This team has a chance to win a championship. The special teams haven't been good. You need an assistant head coach. Bisaccia just was. You're going to end up getting into. You're going to be a head coach again soon. Yeah. Why not?
I love the idea. I just, as we kind of talked about with Matt LaFleur and the idea of, him potentially getting fired, as we talked about before he got the extension. Those guys, when they have money left on their contracts, they can make all that money without working. And maybe he just needs to hit the reset button.
That's not how coaches view this, though. Like the coaches at the end will say that. Coaches want to coach ball. These guys, that's the reason these guys just keep going. They've all made millions of dollars, but yes, Mike, he just wants to coach ball. He probably got paid well by McAfee, and he's comfortable. And you heard all the things he said. Ball coaches coach ball. Matt,
do you think he goes
get
and
on
coaches...
the horn and just say, hey, McDermott, it sucks what happened to you. We have a tailor-made spot for you. You will run special teams. You're going to fix it. We're going to go win a world's championship, and you're going to go get a head coaching job somewhere else. That's what you do.
Yeah, I wonder, and I wasn't going to ask this because we had a finite amount of time with Mike, but would he have really taken the Tennessee Titans job? This is special, right? He's home.
Well, he's going to tell you that it was Pittsburgh or bust, but the guy wants to coach ball. Yeah. And if it was the right ownership and the right structure, he is to the point where he can be selective. Most of these guys aren't going to be selective.
That's good. That's a good point.
I would bet Mike was very selective, and the fact that Pittsburgh, in all of the history, that was what drew him in. And the fact that he was able to get some things changed as far as staffing and things of that nature, I think, helped him. But ball coaches coach ball, period. They're not interested, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, the Bills are going to pay me $8 million to sit on my keister. All right, great. I'm going to be bored stiff. What do you think they're going to be doing in August?
Yeah.
Bored.
Itchy. They're going to be itchy. Itching to coach. You're right. Yeah. All right.
And by the way, whatever that split difference is, you get to be involved with a team and do it. Matt LaFleur should make that call. I don't know if McDermott will do it. You might be right. Maybe he needs a beat. Maybe he wants to grab a dinner and take a beat. Great. That's what you want to do. Do it. But assistant head coach and special teams coordinator for the G&G, he get back to his roots a little bit and just stay in it rather than go and do a media gig and talk to McAfee and do that's great, no doubt. But he wants to be another head ball coach,
right?
If he could turn around the Green Bay Packers special teams, that's a hell of a resume builder. Because as we put it, it has been not good, good at all.
You as fans are expecting it to be better. At least the majority of you, based on our poll question. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour with that result next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tausch Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Many wins. Many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Wisconsin basketball head coach Greg Gard. This is 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD2, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Jesse posted a... Jesse, did you tell us that you were posting this poll?
Yeah, on Wednesday. On Wednesday's show. Rich Bisaccia Day. Yeah.
Well, he asked our second producer about it, and our second producer gave him the okay. Which
Chat GPT?
Absolutely. I didn't get my coaching. I'm not happy about it. I understand it's going to be tricky. But I'm going to annoy Jesse to the umpteenth about not loading, because just like Mike likes to study the film after. I want this, and Jesse, I know it's going to annoy you, but I'm going to stay on you about it, just so you know, and you know that.
You know, we did it together. You know how to do it, or you could upload it yourself.
I don't know how to put a poll in the field, but Jesse, I think you like this too. You like getting feedback, right?
I like that it tells me I do a good job every day. If it starts telling me I did something poorly, then I might start second guessing it. Yeah.
Well, are you afraid that they're going to say Riley did a better job?
I might. Yeah.
Subbing.
He was pretty good yesterday.
Is that why you didn't
I
load
listened.
it in? That's why.
Well, he's young and in love, so it's a different vibe.
As opposed to what for me?
Well, we all know you're the oldest 30-something any of us know, right? I mean, we all know that. So it's just different, that's all. And you're not going for runs on Lakeshore Path.
Riley wrote love letters with a quill and a piece of parchment.
I think he's abandoned that, by the way. He's swiping left now, though. That's where he got to where he got to.
Hunter in our office is bringing up sports teams from the early 80s all the time. He's talking about the Olympic teams from the 72 Olympics. What are you doing?
Hey, by the way, I talked to Vinny and the boys and Eric this morning. Is it not weird? I sent you guys this, and like normal, you don't respond or make any comments whether you like it or not. So I don't know if we're going to talk about it. Isn't that weird that Canada is like super excited about gagging away a 1-0 lead and getting beat and celebrating a silver medal? what other competition? Can you imagine the Packers losing the Super Bowl and putting up congratulations on a runner-up? It's never going to happen. Or the Bucks losing to the Lakers in a championship. Oh, congratulations on finishing second. It never's going to happen. And we're no longer in the amateur state. Like, Olympics aren't amateurish. No more. So why is it that the Olympics we're celebrating someone finishing third?
Can we provide context for the audience for what you're referring to here?
Yeah, if you want, go for it. That's up to you. That's what chat tells me is you're supposed to be doing that.
You sent us a tweet from @TeamCanada.
Yeah.
That says, silver shines just as bright with a heart emoji with the Canadian hockey team celebrating their
women's hockey team.
Yeah, silver medal finish.
So here's why I didn't respond to that, because you know the answer to this. And if you want to have this conversation, let's have it now, and we'll get to the special teams later. This is
not. By the way, this is not a gender thing at all. That's not conversation.
You think?
No,
it's
not.
If Canada faces the U.S. in the gold medal men's hockey championship game, do you believe Team Canada will tweet out a silver shines? Just I don't.
Something like that. No, this is not a gender thing. By the way, Stoltze, our Kewaskum speed skater, very excited about taking second. And by the way, the dude that beat him, like an all-world run.
Set Olympic record.
He tipped his cap. I didn't have a problem with that. I'm generally curious why the Olympics, the mindset is, third place is pretty dang good, too.
I mean, I'm sure it helps.
In no other sports is that true.
I'm sure it helps.
And could you imagine
that he's got 2 golds already?
Could you imagine, thank you, Jesse, could you imagine that what they're doing here, if the U.S. loses to Slovenia or whoever we play today in hockey, that then you tell them, hey, by the way, you need to go play a third, fourth place game. Could you imagine the Denver Broncos and the Rams this year saying, oh, by the way, guys, you need to go play for third
bronze
fourth.
Game.
It's absurd. It is absurd.
It is
But
not.
in the Olympics, we're all like...
The Olympics has
so I asked those
gold
guys...
medal, bronze. It's how it works.
No, just hold up a second. I understand, but why? That is not how competition works, at least in our country. It doesn't. What other sport is it you're content and happy being second or third place? And by the way, I don't actually think it's a bad thing. I'm just generally curious. I asked Eric and Vinny today that question, and you know what they said? Because somebody built a platform and people stand on it. That's why. And I said, that's the reason? Is that really the reason? The whole concept of this is absurd when we really think about it. Like, it is. Like, there's winning and losing, and then there's competing and doing your best. And that's what the Olympic spirit is, right? And then you're telling me in all of our sports, it always comes back to the team that loses the Super Bowl. And this is not healthy, by the way. They suck. Oh, they're the Bills. 4 straight Super Bowls. Everybody calls them losers. No. That goes too far. But they never got over the hump, and they're graded and critiqued on that. Whereas the Olympians, you get a silver, everybody is, and they deserve to celebrate it. I don't fully comprehend it. Why is it? Because I don't think it'd be a bad thing to mix it in to the NFL and to the NBA. Maybe it is a good thing because not being serious. New England, nobody thought that they should be in the Super Bowl. They got there. It's a hell of an accomplishment. Would they be proud? Would Mike Vrabel rock a silver medal if they gave it to him out there? No, he'd throw it in a garbage can. Why? It's an interesting question I don't have an answer for. Help me. Somebody help me.
I tried to. You just kept going on a roll, and so I don't know if you're open to the help at this point.
No, what did you say? All
right, so first of all...
What was your...
Jordan Stoltz already has 2 gold medals. So if he's going to say, oh, tip of the cap to the guy that beat me, I've got the silver, it helps. Like,
no doubt.
Mike McCarthy, if he lost the Super Bowl, could tip his cap to Sean McVay and say, I still got one. Like, that settles a little easier than it would for a coach who's never won one before.
Okay.
Like Matt
Totally
LaFleur.
agree. Yep.
Gold, silver, bronze is the way that they've done this since forever. And so the tradition of the Olympics to award third place in team sports where you can only play 2 at a time, one
and
against another,
sports.
You have to award like
the
USA women's curling team just lost their semifinal here a few minutes ago. So they're going to play for the bronze medal game.
Spoiler alert.
Could tell Jesse was distracted during the show. He was too busy watching curling.
It was live on USA, so it's fair.
That's why he didn't get Mike on until 9:20. I know.
Yeah, I was finishing this big 7th end.
They had the hammer.
They needed the hammer at the end. That was where they messed it up. So they're going to play for the bronze medal because the Olympics is entirely set up based on gold, silver, bronze. Like, that's just the tradition of the Olympics.
So why did everybody else? The Olympics have been this raging success for hundreds of years. Why haven't other sports adopted that? That's my question.
Well, didn't they used to have third place?
Don't you think that the NFL would love to have a prelude to a Super Bowl on a Saturday with the Rams play? The players would hate it, but don't you think the NFL would love it?
Because there's no
fans would watch.
There's one Lombardi trophy that's given out at the end.
Why
to the
isn't
winning
there
team.
3? Why isn't there a gold, a silver, and a bronze Lombardi?
If from the start they said the Chiefs get a silver medal, the Packers get a gold, and I don't know who took third place in the first NFL season.
Hey, bro,
but they could have done it
there
from
used
there.
to be 12 games and then 14 and 16. You can change things like Rocky did. We can change, you can change. They used to have the Super Bowl champs scrimmage college all-stars in training camp. They don't do that anymore either. Things can change.
So, first of all, I think that there's a difference between the NFL and more individual pursuits, right? Like if you run a marathon and you're an elite runner, certainly you want to win it. But, like, people keep track. Oh, I finished 14th. I finished 23rd. Like, in those types of pursuits, placing still matters, right?
Agreed.
Whereas, as in the NFL, the NBA, nobody wants to play while the World Series is going on. Nobody wants to play in the third-place series either. You're right. You're absolutely right. But
They do in hockey. They do in basketball. The Olympics, they do.
Not
Why?
right.
Actually, I would have taken Brewers Mariners for a bronze last year. That would have been fun.
Yes, I don't know if the players would have, but yes, I would have watched that. My point is that, to me anyway, the Olympics are primarily, there are team sports in them. I understand that. They've also kind of conjured up these hokey team type, like the team figure skating gold. Like, it's not really a team, right? I mean, it's not a team event. That is an individual event.
I don't know.
That they have a bunch of people that individually compete, and they add up the scores, then they give you a team award. My point is that in the Olympics, it is primarily individual pursuits. The biathlon, where you like ski and shoot, like somebody was first, somebody's second, somebody's third, they get the medals. Fourth, you get nothing. Sorry, thank you for playing. The team aspect, I totally agree. It's weird, right? Whether it's baseball, which we discussed it being in the Olympics and then not being in the Olympics and then coming back, hockey, etc. Totally agree. But again, for most, like your guy Stoltze, for example, I'm guessing he is an incredible competitor. And of course, he graciously accepted the silver medal. But, and I'm not going to pretend to know him. I know Lori Nickel from the Journal-Sentinel is in Milan and has been chronicling his journey, which is great. If you haven't had a chance to read about him, he's a great story.
Went to Milan and went to Minsk. Lori.
But you don't think that he's pissed that he lost that race?
Yeah.
You don't think that the competitor
Joe, I ain't advocating for everybody getting a trophy. That's not what I'm asking a question.
But like,
no, but Joe, it's telling me what I'm saying. Joe,
I'm sorry.
No.
Joe, okay, not everyone's watching on YouTube, so when you do that, I was going to get to his text.
Fired up. I'm sorry. I did that.
Yeah, Joe, Jesse, you put us in a wait till Chat GPT gets a hold of you doing that. I can't believe Tausch, of all people, is advocating for everyone gets a trophy. No, that's not what he's doing, Joe. That's not what he's doing.
I didn't even come close to doing that.
You're actually suggesting why do the losers that finish second and third get a medal?
Like, if the U.S. loses this afternoon, they should go home. They should go home. They shouldn't be playing in a third and fourth place game. Like, that's absurd. On the surface. But with the Olympic history, it's not.
Yeah. Jerry and Madison. Okay. So no more silver or bronze medals.
God,
Great,
Jerry, I'm saying from a team standpoint, why is it that it's only the Olympics that do that? Individuals, I don't have a problem. Jason said it. You're running a marathon, which I haven't done. Or you're speed skating, and you're in the fourth best time or third best time. Okay, great, I get it, and it is a big deal to have a Olympic medal. Totally agree. Totally agree. But Jerry, come on now.
One could argue there's more drama for the U.S. women's curling team playing for the bronze as opposed to getting no medal at all than there is for playing the gold and the silver medal game. You'd rather medal and not be on the podium.
Why is it in that, but it's not in any other sports that we in the U.S. care about?
Because they don't give out silver medals and bronze medals that make it a big deal because they're only playing every 4 years.
Let me tell you something. If the NBA starts giving out medals like that, you think people are going to care? I don't.
No, but they're not playing the NBA Finals every 4 years. Like, the World Cup has a third-place game in soccer. They play that, and that's for third place. And I don't know how that all works out with what they receive and stuff.
All right.
I literally am just curious about this.
Yeah,
like, everybody's coming at me like I'm some moron.
All right, first of all,
I'm asking a question.
The two texts that we've gotten maybe have come after you. I don't think we have. But I would say this. How about then let's abolish this. Right? Let's just say the third the third place game. Let's get rid of it. And let's have it, winning percentage or goals against or whatever else to give it to one of the two teams that loses in the semifinals of Olympic team competitions. They get would do a tiebreaker.
Well,
whatever.
Let me ask you this. No, that's not. I don't want to abolish it. This is the Olympics. This is the history. And when you do that, would you rather abolish that or would you rather add it to other sports? Like add it into the sports vernacular of what we're doing, where everybody's looking for more content.
So at the Final Four, okay? So the Badgers,
you got to play a third and fourth place game.
The Badgers lose in the national semifinal in 2000 to Michigan State. They lose in the national semifinal in 2014 to Kentucky, right? So you then have, before the national championship on Monday, you have the third place game between the two teams that lost the national semifinals at the Final Four.
That's the Olympic model, yeah.
Right, and so would you be you always tell the story of drinking the Indianapolis Omni Hotel out of Coors Lights at the Final Four, and they make the championship, and Coach K influences the officials, and then the Badgers lose after they had a 9-point lead. Would you have gone as a Badgers fan happily, not just to support the team because you have to play the third place game, after you lose in the Final Four, would you have wanted to go to a third place game between the Badgers and whoever else would have been the other Final Four team that lost that year? Would you have been interested in that as
Michigan
a Badger
State,
and as a fan?
I think it was Michigan State. No, I would not have.
Right. Like if we're being honest.
But then I would go if they lost today and they end up playing Slovenia.
You
on
would
Sunday
go.
For
You're
third
saying
place?
so if they lose today to Slovenia. I think your point about let's just go home is a really good one. Like, it's not quite like volleyball where if you lose the semifinal in the gold bracket, you then have to stay and officiate. You don't even play in a third place game, which that's the worst, is staying and having to ref after your team loses.
Just for the record, they are playing Slovakia, not Slovenia.
I was just going by what my
Just
Olympic
wanna
hockey
be,
expert was telling
accurate and apologize to those
What about
respective
Chechio?
nations.
Well, I guess the question is, why is third place in the Olympics viewed so grandly, and everywhere else it's like nobody gives a rip?
The podium, because they built 3 platforms to stand on.
Because they built. I think maybe the boys are right. Maybe
Wisconsin's Morning News was right. Yep.
All right. What a world. What a world.
Coming to your local Pickler third place tournament matchups where Tausch will give you a bronze medal. And if you finish fourth, you get nothing other than maybe a free hot dog.
No, then just go to a gymnastics meet where they have 13 medals when you get it. The Pickler, Menominee Falls, right off Appleton Avenue, a great indoor pickleball spot. And, you never know what the weather's going to be in Wisconsin. 60 degrees one day and then snowy blizzard the next. No excuses. It's built for everybody, beginners, former athletes, anybody that just wants to move more. And now, offering free to learn to play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. Just come on in. They're going to teach you everything you're looking for. You're going to get a workout. You're going to meet people, and you're going to come back. I tell you this all the time. What happens? Oh, I don't know. What kind of workout is it? You're going to end up getting a workout. You're going to end up meeting a bunch of new people that you're going to hang out with and build a community. That's what happens with the Pickler, so much so that we're opening a West Allis location soon. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls. Contact the club directly online at pickler.com for all of the details. Again, that is PICKLR.com.
The YouTube comments are entertaining, to say the least. Jesse, read Ron and Rome's text before we move forward with our completely blown-up clock after we just extensively discussed Packers special teams in that segment.
So is Tausch saying we shouldn't print division championship T-shirts or NFC champion T-shirts? It's disappointing not being the best, but being second best out of 100 is still pretty good.
I agree. No, being second best is great, but I'm telling you, what is the biggest criticism Packer fans have over the last 15 years?
Haven't won a Super Bowl. Haven't been to a Super Bowl.
NFC championship games.
So that is the spectrum of where I'm looking at it from. And when I see third place being celebrated, I'm not saying you go and put a world best time, your best personal time up in a swim meet or in a speed skating. You should be rewarded. I have no problem with that. I just find it absurd to think you lose a semifinal and you come back. It doesn't make any sense from a professional sports world. It just doesn't happen, except at the Olympics, and that's why I'm intrigued by it. And I'm trying to figure out why, how it's happened that way.
You also want to. I believe included in your text chain of ideas from you, I believe you also wanted to go back to being an amateur.
I want everything amateur. I just watched that doc on Netflix and it is, I cannot recommend it enough, especially if we win today and play in another gold medal. It's 1980 Miracle, the story of the 1980 Olympic team. It goes into, it is awesome. I don't know how long it was. It's unbelievable. Mark Johnson's featured in it a bunch. Eruzione, the whole crew. They go back to Lake Placid. It's new. It's awesome.
Okay, because I've seen several of them, and they're all good. But yeah, there's a new one. I will check that out.
No, this is the best one. All the other ones I don't know about. This one is the best one.
Okay, I thank you for the viewing suggestion.
You're welcome. Pluribius, don't bother. Don't waste your time. Rabbit Hole, it's not that good.
Landman now streaming all the episodes.
I'm still irritated. I haven't traveled anywhere. I need to get a trip.
Are you honoring Mike McCarthy by intentionally exhibiting poor clock management?
So it would appear.
Who, me?
No.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. It's like anything. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
About this time every year, I start thinking about what I'm going to give up for Lent.
Usually it means more sleep, more exercise, and eating better. Well, my friends at Sendix are making that easy with their seafood sale. This week, get all-natural Icelandic cod fillets for just $4.99 per pound, or wild-caught North Atlantic haddock loins for only $5.99 per pound. Both are perfect for healthy, homemade meals that the whole family will love. Want to dress it up? Shrimp, salmon, scallops, clams, and smoked fish, well, they're all on sale, too. And if you're craving a great fish fry, Sendix has you covered. Choose fresh cod, beer-battered or baked, a lightly breaded walleye fillet, or 8 jumbo fried shrimp. Plus, starting today, enjoy a 3-piece beer-battered lake perch dinner for just $15.99. And every fish fry comes with potato pancakes or fries, Sendix creamy coleslaw, applesauce, marble rye, and more. Available from 11 to 7 at all Sendix locations. Man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Sendix, your trusted local grocer. $2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tausch here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room, Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and 1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. Zero sugar, zero carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we will professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
For caller 101, you don't receive anything at all if you're caller 99 or 100. Is that correct? There's no silver or bronze Iron Jock?
It's a good question. I'd leave that up to Jesse. I know they have that.
You do not, and you can find that officially at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
So I saw something
that's not fair.
It's not fair. So I saw something that I don't think Tausch gets enough credit for. When someone makes a good counterpoint to him, he acknowledges it. He's not one of these stubborn old mules who is a stick in the mud and he's not going to acknowledge. I mean, does he acknowledge when he's wrong with me? No. But with other people, he does.
What I want to do, I want to learn, and I want people to poke holes in my stuff. I like it. I want that. I want to understand better why things are the way they are and what could be better or different about them. Like, I've been doing this 10 years now. You know that's how I like things.
Yes.
That's why I like the show. Because there are people that also have really good ideas that I'm open to hearing from.
So you got a response via Twitter from Dr. J. Now, it is not Julius Irving. Nor is it Dr. No. I think if it was the real Dr. J, he would put in there, pro basketball, basketball Hall of Famer.
You don't know that?
He's got 100. He's got 19 followers. I think Julius Irving would have more followers.
Maybe he just got started. You don't know.
No, I feel fairly confident that I do know, because he describes himself as a Wisconsin sports baby, or Wisco sports baby. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to say confidently that it's not Julius Irving. Now,
but
can I say it's not? Are you done?
Yep.
I was going somewhere with this. I can't say for certain that it is not Dr. Brian Jacobson, who also goes by Dr. J, when he does his Annex Wealth Management webinars with Tausch. Whoever it is, Dr. J points out, it's because professional leagues only have 30-ish teams. There's how many countries competing at the Olympics? It's only once every 4 years. And old T responded to Julius, okay, that's a good point.
It is. That's the stuff I'm looking for. It's a vast number of people, and it's been that way historically. And again, I don't have a problem with the individual, like, boom, 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 boom. What I have an issue with, or I just have a question about, because it's so foreign to me, and if you lose a semifinal, that you are forced to come back and play, and you're honored to do it. Like, it's a, and I do wonder, because I think we're too harsh on teams that lose a Super Bowl and think they stink and they suck when they, the whole LeBron hadn't lost all these. Michael Jordan's 6-0 in the championship. Well, yeah, what is he in the semis in the Eastern Conference? Like, it's a hell of a deal that LeBron got to 11 straight finals, too, and I'm a Jordan guy. Yeah. So that should be celebrated, not ripped to shreds. You get in the arena, everybody always tell you, just give us a bite at it. Just let us keep chomping. Eventually we'll knock it down and we'll win one. Well, the Olympics seems to reward that, even though it's a 4-year window. And in professional sports, you kind of get chastised for losing, in a Super Bowl or an AFC, NFC championship game, more so than the team that finishes 9-8 and has a good finish to their season. It's kind of absurd. So that's what I was thinking.
Well, let's do our Iron Jock contest, and we will not give you anything for finishing
we'll
second.
Agree that is the best argument, right? That there's just so many countries.
So far, yes. Now, again, I think the individual pursuits are self-evident, but yes.
Yep.
Dr. J's response of all these different countries. Because, look, our own Matt Hamilton went through it, right? Like, you got to qualify to get to the Olympics. And so there's a bunch of teams competing in the Olympic qualifiers in all these different countries. So, yeah, I think that it's but to your point, especially in today's climate without amateurism on the the basketball team, the football, the hockey teams, etc. Yeah, I know. It's a football-centric show.
How do you like it when people correct you right away after you make a faux pas?
Well, I chose not to correct you earlier. Would you like me to correct you now in response?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sean McDermott.
I get enough smugness from you. I don't need more. My smug cup is full. Let's just put it that way from you.
Okay. Well, how's your Iron Jock four-way stretch gear? Is that full?
Well, it's fantastic. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock, their performance apparel, built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria that keeps you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work, from the gym to the pickleball court. Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Now, through February 22nd, our listeners get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50 with that code ESPN35. Again, Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. And now is your chance to win Iron Jock socks and hat. Caller number 80. Make it easy on old Gel today. He had a long
1980
trip back.
Olympic team.
And that's true. Really good job, Jason. Great documentary on Netflix, by the way. And I want him to download that transcript from yesterday's show, so I want to give him a little extra time. Caller 80 to win Iron Jock socks and hat. 844-770-3776.
While you're dialing and Jesse's taking your calls, we'll get ready to talk more about bronze medals. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
People say buying a home in winter is tough.
But fewer buyers means less competition, and motivated sellers can mean better opportunities.
This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. When the perfect home appears, our team at Tony Wendorf & Associates helps you move fast, even during the snow.
Start your home journey today with our white glove service by simply searching online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight
fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Congratulations to Jake and McGuanago. He is our gold medalist in our Iron Jock giveaway. This just in from the Packers Public Relations Department. Brian Gutekunst will speak at the NFL Scouting Combine on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
After our show is over, so it will not be... We'll not be getting live updates as he...
You're not going down to the Combine, right?
I'm not, and I don't think... I don't want to put anyone's business out on the street, but I think ESPN gives their NFL Nation folks the either-or of going to the NFL meetings or going to the Scouting Combine. And I don't know if Rob Domofsky's going to the Scouting Combine or not. The Scouting Combine has really lost its luster from a media perspective because, like, Matt LaFleur and the coaches don't even go. Like, I used to love the Scouting Combine. I remember sitting on the steps inside the Indiana Convention Center with Tony Romo, young fella from Burlington, Wisconsin, hoping to get the opportunity to maybe be picked by the Packers and play for his home state team and maybe be that guy that would eventually develop into Brett Favre's successor. Those days are gone.
This is why I'm surprised you don't go, because it is about the stories of the, there's 360 dudes down there.
Yeah.
And you could tell stories of those cats. And you had breakfast with Belichick. Like, there's so much. This is where, for everybody that is trying to, like, figure out who Green Bay is going to sign, who they're going to keep, this is where Russ and the Packers have all their meetings with all of the agents, and you start. I know there's no tampering yet, but you get ideas of where people are looking, and this team is, I think, intrigued. We don't know anything, but
right.
This is where you start leaving the breadcrumbs to the players and their representation about what they're thinking, and you start getting that idea. So while you could say it's maybe different, I would say there's still a great value from a media perspective of being down there.
Yeah, I also think it's interesting because agents, with the rise of the NFL insider to such a high degree, they really utilize those guys, and they're not as accessible to the local type guys as they used to be. So I will say this to your point. You, Bulaga, me, we spent a lot of time talking about our guy Tyler Linderbaum, right? The former Iowa center who is going to be a free agent. The Ravens have not signed him to an extension, right? Yep. Sure, of course. And Gabe Neitzel, which I don't know if Gabe's a draft nick or not, But he brought this up, and maybe we can touch on it a little bit later in the program. Apparently, the current Iowa center is projected as a potential second-round pick. So maybe you can get Linderbaum without signing him as a free agent.
We've talked about that. Yeah, but and grow. If you can get a center that's going into his 5th, 6th year that is tailor-made and key, whatever they call it, key ready, or however they do it when you get a house.
Turnkey?
Let's go.
Yeah, turnkey, I think.
Turnkey, there you go. That was the word I was looking for. Yep. I want a turnkey center. I don't want a bunch of growing pains. This team is supposed to win a championship. When they're healthy, they should win a championship. Well, we got to be better in the interior part of our O-line. Let's turnkey this bad boy. Let's not fiddle around and get extra keys. And where did you put that? Now, let's go.
I was talking with Brian Bulaga last night on the Homer Hour, which you can hear every weekday 5 to 6 with Uncle Homer. He seems to be coming around. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he now has reached a point where he's not quite as convinced, and maybe I've influenced him a bit, on Aaron Banks returning. And again, his cap number as of right now is $24.7 million, which is insane for a left guard. He's also turning 29 years old during the season or before the season. That is money that could be reallocated if you wanted to your Linderbaum project. But I feel like for as much as we've talked about the offensive line this offseason, we still haven't talked about it enough. Like I really am. This feels like a bigger concern than maybe fans and others have felt it is. So
fans are concerned about it. Fans are concerned about it.
Well, then the Packers should take a page out of the American Family Insurance playbook and insure carefully on the offensive line to make sure that they're protecting their starting quarterback.
Indeed, and there is a Dream Day sweepstakes. Badger fans, American Family Insurance wants you and 3 friends have the game day of your dreams. You can win on-court access before the game, incredible seats to cheer on your team, and more. Enter the Dream Day sweepstakes now. You got until March 6th to get this thing rolling. Go to amfam.com/Badgers. Who knows? You pick the right game, you're going to be part of a court storming, more than likely, because court storming is very popular right now. But again, go to amfam.com/Badgers to get ready for next season with the Dream Day sweepstakes.
We will.
I'm going to be there on Sunday, by the way, with Tier 1 Tyler. He said we're not friends anymore. We're good friends. I'm going to the game on Sunday. Iowa.
Okay.
I wear my beat Iowa pin.
If they win, will you storm the court?
No, not based on Tausch's criteria. Can you declare for us, please, Tausch, as the...
no, Iowa doesn't matter if we win on a buzzer beater. There'll be no court storming for Iowa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Baseball season. Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Homer here from ESPN Wisconsin. Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. If you're a local business, that same local approach is part of the Milwaukee business community, bringing decisions closer to you. Financing approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products built for real cash flow needs. When it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing good for 130 years.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It's 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend so much time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Experience hot gaming action and a relaxing spa day. Your perfect winter getaway at the island. Book a stay and float package to get both a standard room and a rejuvenating 60-minute float pod therapy session for less than $100. Complement your stay with an elevated dining experience at Horizon Steakhouse and fun on the gaming floor where big wins wait for you. The Island Resort and Casino's stay and float package runs through February. Call 800-682-6040 to book yours today. Certain days and restrictions apply.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We need to get to the 11 o'clock hour and maybe get our clock management a little less McCarthy-esque. So, Jesse, are most people that are chiming in on the Carbless Talk and text line, the text portion of it, 844-770-3776, as perplexed by the gold, silver, bronze of team sports in the Olympics as Tausch had been until we got a little help from Dr. J?
I don't know how to describe what I'm seeing on the text line. There's a lot of fact-checking. Jeff and Monroe, according to Google, the NFL had a third-place game from 1960 to 69.
I knew they had one. Yeah, I knew they had it.
So, should we bring that back so the NFL can make more money and do it instead of the Pro Bowl and play a third place?
No.
Okay.
Talk about it'd be like bowl games. Players would be opting, like free agents. Would they even play in those games then? Oh, my arm.
Forced to.
David Deerfield, the NCAA, did away with a third-place basketball game due to lack of interest and attendance.
Yeah.
I think in the 80s or 90s.
I think it was before. I don't even remember it in the 80s, frankly.
The Olympics has branded itself really, obviously, very smartly, because Jesse's right. There's a ton of interest in that third, fourth place because you either get something or you go with nothing. That is powerful.
So,
why people value the bronze medal as much? I mean, I understand why they do, because it is a big deal to have an Olympic medal.
1981, by the way, the last third-place game in the NCAA tournament.
How do you get that in other sports? Because I think that model, especially in today's day and age, makes a ton of sense. But I don't think it's going to happen in professional sports. I just don't see it.
College basketball reaching the Final Four is celebrated.
For sure.
The proclamation of whether the Wisconsin's a Final Four team. You're not declaring them a national championship team. You're saying a Final Four team.
Yeah, but you're not playing a third, fourth game. Your point's right. It's valid. I'm not going to say.
I mean, you cut down the nets when you win the region. You don't cut down the nets, I don't think, when you win your second round game and be like, woohoo, we got out of Salt Lake or Milwaukee or wherever you're supposed to be playing.
Denver.
You celebrate reaching the Final Four. So that's kind of like medaling. That's the closest thing in American sports to medaling for the Olympics would be the NCAA Final Four celebration of the four teams that make it.
So what would the fourth medal be? Gold, silver, bronze, copper?
Well,
platinum. Copper's getting really expensive. Platinum.
Oh, is that right?
Platinum's better than gold, though, I thought.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Well, why don't we go platinum first then and go gold second? We could do different.
You're trying to change history now. Gold medal is always going to be in first place.
It's not. Wouldn't be for the. It's not for the Olympics. Last time I checked, the NCAA is not handing out medals.
Matt Hamilton, I'm sorry, you won the championship, but your gold medal, we have to swap it out for a platinum medal now.
You didn't say the Olympics. You said for this. So, I actually think in one of the points that was brought up was, for high school kids, making it to state is a big deal.
Agreed.
It's a big deal.
Uh-huh.
I actually think that's a spot where the third, fourth place game for a bronze ball or a bronze whatever sport would make a ton of sense.
I think that's a great idea. You get an extra game to play at the Kohl Center if you lose your semifinal. Yep. Or the Resch Center.
Because otherwise,
for
we lost the semifinal my junior year, and you sit around the hotel, nobody wants to even be there.
Yeah.
If you are playing the other team that lost to redeem yourselves a little bit and get that bronze ball, I think that's where, and that again goes back to amateurism. That makes sense to me. I'm on board with that.
And because they have a gold and silver ball already for the first and second place teams, that
bronze
makes sense.
That bad boy up and let's move it on.
A bronze ball.
Bronze balls.
Third place game.
How'd you do? I got a bronzy. I bronzed it up.
Is that how you would say it? Had you gotten a bronze medal?
I don't know.
I bronzed it up. Hunter Vaughn, one of our favorite cousin subs when Jesse has
I call him WG. His nickname is WG.
Which is what?
You know.
I don't.
Jesse, tell him.
WG. I don't know what WG stands for.
All right, I'll just leave it.
It's so evident.
What is it?
You know. I'm not going to say it, but you both know.
Wise guy.
Yep, wise guy. Yep, that's what Hunter. He's the wise guy.
Wilde Glazer.
Oh,
there you go. How it took you that. I can name that nickname in 2 tunes. Hey, you finally played the game. Way to go, buddy.
You're such a dink.
Welcome. Jump on in.
The Wilde. Hunter WG.
Nice, Jason. I finally got him to play a game. Wow, it took me 10 years and just a constant barragement of just insults to get him to finally play a game. Thank you, old T. I'm going to thank myself. You're welcome.
Minnesota does a third place game for high school basketball per Hunter WG Vaughn. So there you go. Tausch, tell us about UW Credit Union so we can get to the
I had a great event with UW Credit Union last night. I had a great time. Got to meet a bunch of their folks. They had the Barrel Man there floating around. They have a great partnership with the Milwaukee Brewers as well as obviously all of the university. And you know what? For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And you know what? You want to keep your banking local, member first service, great perks. Absolutely. I met the dude that invented that great app. He's the app guy. I met him last night. What a dude. Great app with UW Credit Union. And you know what? If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply. We got some fun stuff planned now. Got a lot of fun stuff.
What a dude. What a dude.
He's a dude. He's a dude. Absolutely.
App guy. App guy.
He's done all the work on the app. He's app guy.
Okay. Gotcha. The 11 o'clock hour, we have an app guy. He's created the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Homer here with a message about Three Pillars Senior Living Communities, located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. Three Pillars Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. Three Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on Three Pillars at threepillars.org.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident.
And from now through February 22nd, our listeners get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50 with the code ESPN35. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. We're going to put a bow on our week-long discussion about special teams by hearing what Goody said about them a couple weeks ago. He will speak again in Indianapolis on Tuesday afternoon to reporters that travel to the NFL Scouting Combine. But Jesse, he did address special teams. He did talk about made a reference to Ted Thompson. He talked about Rich Bisaccia. Dropped a culture reference. Well, we'll have to see what the culture looks like now that Rich Bisaccia has stepped down as the special teams coordinator. What did Goody have to say? What jumped out at you that you wanted to play?
So this was interesting exercise, I thought, because he spoke 2 weeks ago. He was asked about Rich Bisaccia's impact on the team, and he was asked about the special teams. And you guys shared reactions to it at that point. Now, the conversation's a little bit different, I think, because Rich Bisaccia has stepped down, and they're in the hiring process for a new special teams coordinator. So do these sound any different to you now in retrospect? First, here is Brian Gutekunst asked about Rich Bisaccia's impact on the Green Bay Packers.
You know what Rich brings to this our culture, this football team. You know, is just it's really, he's a very impactful coach around here. You know, certainly, I thought we've been better on teams the last few years than we've been in a long time. Our cover units have been better. We got one of the best punters in the National Football League. We got an excellent snapper. Brandon was excellent last year. This year, again, he worked through some things injury-wise and then had a bad playoff game. You know, that was kind of how that ended. But no, I got a lot of faith in Rich and his staff, what they do around here. Not only the X's and O's and what they bring to the field, but what they bring to this place culturally is really important.
Culture. Again, I don't know if any of us thought that 38 days after the season had ended, this change was going to occur. But one of the many questions I have for Matt LaFleur will be, Matt, you talked a lot, and so did Goody, about how important Rich was to the culture around here. Now what? Because we're going to ask plenty of questions about special teams. But if you're going to talk about culture and how important somebody is to it, and now that person's not part of it, that's part of the equation as well.
Yeah, to me, this seems as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, these guys have press conferences after their full staff is announced. There's no special teams coordinator yet. So when that does happen, I'm guessing Matt LaFleur will have that presser, and you can ask him those questions. But I just want you to kind of take a look. You have 3 professional teams in the state of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. The Brewers open training camp up down in Maryville, Arizona. They have their owner, their general manager, and I think their chief revenue dude all sitting there talking to the press. They announced Pat Murphy, new contract. They even leaked numbers. And I'm just wondering, what are we doing? I'd love to hear from Mr. Policy, and I'd love to hear from Matt LaFleur. It's been 38 days. It's been a while. What this is, because there is an intense interest on what is going on. And I don't know the answer. And, again, we talked about this when the Bisaccia news broke. I don't know if that was Monday or last Friday, whenever it was. What happened? Because Goody, you listen to Goody there, and that was only a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
You would think that this place is going to fall apart if Rich Bisaccia is not here. Well, what changed? What happened? And I know Matt's got to hire a new coach. I get all that. There's, you have to work through this process, and you're interviewing different people. But it's just not a great reflection, I think, on how and where they're at. And I know that this organization runs well. I know it. I've lived it. They do a lot of really great things. I don't know why they're doing certain things that they're doing, and this is one of them. Because what just happened? It's kind of a big deal.
Right.
And nobody really is, until he's hired. There will be a time, and it's not a big deal. I'm not trying to make this out like this is some huge deal. All I'm doing is pointing out the Brewers did it this way, and it's a different time of year, and the Packers have chosen to go this route. Now, Goody will have spoken twice before anybody else has spoken at all. It's odd to me. Man, Goody doesn't talk at all.
Yeah, well, he's making up for all the times he doesn't talk during the year.
Maybe, can you bank? Maybe there's a bank. You can bank them.
Look, I've said this before. I will repeat it now. I understand. Fans don't want to hear me belly aching about availability or the press box food or any of that stuff, right? I have firmly believed that sports writers complaining is a terrible look.
Agreed.
That said, my complaint is that, look, I'm going to figure out ways to talk about the Packers on our show regardless. I'm going to figure out stories to write for channel3000.com now, or the State Journal, or ESPN, or The Athletic before. I always found a way to conjure up stories. But, and you can make fun of me for a lot of things. My lack of participation in Name That Tune, whatever you want. But I think that I have demonstrated that I take the responsibility of being the conduit to the fans seriously. Because I appreciate how many people care about the Packers that make my job relevant. But I get irritated by this because I think they deserve better. I think that we should be given more opportunities to ask the questions that they want asked. And maybe my questions are asked in a long-winded manner, but I ask a lot of questions that fans want answers to.
Yeah, you do.
And so I find this frustrating. I personally believe that every time you hire a coach, they should do a press conference. Because people, like the new linebackers coach, Sam Seifkes, is a Wisconsin guy. Like, he's a WIAC guy. Like, people want to hear from him.
Jesse, is that the surprise on Wednesday? There's a big WIAC surprise. Is it you're going to do a
No, that's not the surprise. A big announcement coming next week. Stay tuned.
I would say that, people would like to have heard from Jonathan Gannon by now. Not an unreasonable request. So this is not, I don't mean this as, because look, the folks that work in the PR department, they try their best. But the culture over there, and Goody's part of it and leads it, but Russ Ball's part of it too. And I'm hoping that maybe Ed Policy will see things my way at some point and say, no, we need to do more. But they've won a lot of football games over there, so they have their way of doing things. But it's February 20th. I think at this point, it would be it's not unreasonable to expect to have heard from Jonathan Gannon. It doesn't make sense to me. So, again, I understand. You don't want to hear me complain about my job, but I am complaining on behalf of fans who I think they would like to hear from the new defensive coordinator. I think that's important. All right, Jesse, let's play some trivia, shall we?
Well, sure. In honor of Mike McCarthy joining us on today's show, interview is available on YouTube and on the ESPN Wisconsin app. If you missed it live, want a chance to go back and find it. Mike McCarthy trivia. Big moments for Big Mike. Today's trivia category.
He won Super Bowl 45. What caller would you like?
4 + 5 is 9. Let's do it.
Sounds about right. Caller 9 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 9 will play trivia. After Tausch tells us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford, I wonder what they put their projection at on wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you'd put a little on that, like you did with the Packers at 9.5.
Well, I'll tell you this. I believe the Packers have the highest win total projection. They're tied with like 3 or 4 other teams.
Really?
10.5.
Must not be worried about that offensive line.
I'm sure Jesse, after he gets done taking 9 calls, will be able to find out where the Hard Rock Casino Rockford is, because they have a great sports book. They have great slots. They have great table games. They have great food. They have great entertainment. They have all of that, and they have an elevated high-limit room experience that delivers premium table games tailored for discerning players with enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer will stand on that soft 17 that gives you better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that sets the Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Again, 60 minutes down the road on I-90. You want to go watch the Gary Bears down there and wherever, you can head down there and zip.
Hammond.
60 minutes right down the road. Make it your next hand, could be your best yet. Visit the High Limit Room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We need the final end here. Oh, okay. Who you been, bro?
KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Goody has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Goody has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle Bruston Nortman. Afternoons from 2 to 5 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Join Cousins Club Rewards today. Grab your first sub and your next one could be free. After your first qualifying purchase, you'll earn a free sub and start collecting points for free food, exclusive deals, and even Cousins gear. Sign up today. It's fast and easier than ever on the Cousins Subs app. Earn points online, on the app, or in store. However you enjoy Cousins Subs, your rewards are right at your fingertips. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Mark Tausch here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Imagine working with a contractor that quits halfway through a project or never calls you back when you have questions, or worse, takes your money and you never see them again. Unfortunately, we hear about them all the time. Hi, this is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and Siding Unlimited is absolutely not that company. Siding Unlimited has been doing business for 32 years, proving to be an honest, ethical, and forthright company. If you're looking for the honest guys for your next siding, windows, roofing, and doors project, stop by sidingunlimited.com today.
Selling your home during winter may surprise you. Serious buyers are still out there and often more eager to move.
Homes get strong offers this time of year, and with less competition, your listing can really shine.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Lindsay Bendler. Our team leads with faith, gratitude, and giving back, donating over $200,000 to local causes since 2020.
Tony Wendorf & Associates is ready to get to work for you with our white glove selling experience. Just search online, Tony Wendorf.
A real estate team that always leads with faith and gratitude.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? If you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
No, this can't be right. Is this guy even eligible? Like, he's the Packers' European ambassador? He's the unofficial mayor of Green Bay. He breaks news on the schedule before the insiders do. We're allowing this guy to play trivia on our show?
He meets the qualifications that he's not a Good Karma Brands employee or a direct family relative.
And he doesn't live out of the state.
He lives in the state of Wisconsin. To me, he fits all the criteria.
All right, well, then let's get ready to unveil our contestants and play trivia presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
What's that presidential song? Hail to the Chief? Is that what it is?
That is correct, yes.
Well, he's not the president. He is the unofficial mayor. And he is our ambassador to Europe for the Green Bay Packers. He is Kyle Cousineau as our trivia contestant. Kyle, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you? Hey, I was just calling to try to get some of those Iron Jock socks and that hat that Tausch was talking about earlier. But, hey, I'll do some trivia, I guess.
You just kept calling after we had caller 80.
Got to earn it the hard way here.
I kept calling. Yeah, I was like caller 16, 18, 24. Like, I just couldn't get through. And but, hey, let's do the trivia instead.
Good perseverance.
We can do a very exciting live drawing for our Cousin Subs and Iron Jock prize pack here once we're done.
He's on.
Yeah.
And then when Kyle doesn't win.
Yo,
go ahead. Yep.
I was going to say, that interview with McCarthy was unbelievable. Like, that was great. You guys should chop that up and put it on YouTube for a Digi only, or maybe not just Digi only, because I know it'll be on the podcast. It was incredible. And the thought, like, I kept laughing at the thought of Mrs. McCarthy yelling at Mike, like, Mike, can you please just set the table? You know, like that kind of stuff, like your mom yells at you for. Like, oh my gosh, I was cracking up. That was great.
After he's been living there a while, coming in saying, Mike, your room needs to be cleaned.
Right. Are you going to do your laundry?
What about him sipping tea at like tea hour when he gets home? That was odd too.
That's either a European thing or an old person thing. So I guess he is getting a little long in the tooth and dog ears.
That's true.
I drink tea almost every night. What are you talking about? Old person thing.
Well, what does it say about you, Jesse?
I love
Jesse.
Exactly.
It's relaxing.
He's no Riley. I will say this. Jesse has become very adept at ChatGPT. I'm very disappointed that we haven't had a video of the scene in Wedding Crashers where Will Ferrell is yelling "Mom, the meatloaf," but he's transformed it to be Mike McCarthy yelling that.
Yeah,
I fully expect that to be provided.
That would be good.
Later in the program. But first, we've got to do trivia with the Coos, and here it is, question 1 in Mike McCarthy trivia, Kyle. Mike McCarthy's first career playoff victory as the head coach was the legendary Snow Globe game at Lambeau Field in 2007 when Brett Favre, Mark Tauscher, and the Packers defeated which opponent? Was it the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, or Slovakia or Slovenia? I'm not sure which.
Seattle Seahawks. I was there, and that was the best atmosphere I've ever been at Lambeau Field.
That was awesome.
Weather-wise.
Ryan Grant running for 200-plus yards after fumbling twice early in the game. Amazing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
That was crazy.
All right, question 2, Kyle, is this. Before becoming the Green Bay Packers head coach, Mike McCarthy served as the offensive coordinator for 2 NFL teams. Which of these is not one of the 2 teams for which McCarthy was offensive coordinator? Is it the New Orleans Saints, the San Francisco 49ers, or the Detroit Lions?
Detroit.
Detroit indeed. He loves to say it that way. Question 3, Kyle, and a chance at a perfect 3
like
for
anything.
It is like anything. I think we got 4 of those, and then one variation toward the end.
At least 5.
Oh, they were so good.
There's a lot.
So good.
In Mike McCarthy's 18 seasons as an NFL head coach, in how many seasons have his teams finished under 500? Out of 18 seasons. We know one of them was the world-famous best 4-12 season in NFL history turned in. No, that wasn't even his team.
Yeah.
It's true. All right, so
I
of
was
those
chopping
18...
to correct you after that, too.
Yeah, but I beat you to it. Sean McDermott, special teams guy. How many under 500 seasons did Mike McCarthy have? Is it 3, 5, or 7?
5.
Tausch?
I would say 3. I don't know how many in Dallas. I think he had 2 in Green Bay, and then I thought 1, but it could have been 3 in Dallas, too. I'm saying 3.
No, he had...
5 is correct.
He had 3. Right on. Yeah, he had 3 in Green Bay. I knew that, but the Dallas, I wasn't sure. Obviously, the last year.
When Dak gets hurt, he's under 500 in Dallas.
08.
Yeah.
08. I forgot 08.
Yeah. 3 in Green Bay, 2 in
08 was
Dallas.
not a great year. Okay.
Well, 06, you guys were 8-8 in 06, so that's
we
500,
not
under 500.
Yeah, 4 straight.
Coos, that's why you're the GOAT, man.
That's why he is, yeah. Now.
So, Coos, quick question for you, since you are the schedule, you know everything. It felt like Mark Murphy joined Greg Matzik on WTMJ earlier this week, and I know you're gallivanting all through Europe. What would you put the percentages that the G&G end up in Germany? Is it 50-50 or is it higher for next season?
I think it's quite a bit higher than 50-50.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know for sure, but I would put it at like 80-20. I've got a hunch.
Whoa. Oh, das ist gut. Das ist sehr gut. Ja. Oh, ja.
Things are lining up. Things are lining up in a weird way for the G&G to be playing in Germany.
Would it be during Oktoberfest? Because how legendary.
Oh God, I hope so. I hope so, because now that I'll be in England next month, and I have a feeling that is just going to be scratching the surface of my desires to go back to Europe. And now that I have some connections with the NFL offices over in Europe, I am going to rely on them heavily to hook me up with tickets if they do play over in Germany.
Coos, I don't know if you love those big steins of beer like I do, but how fun would it be to be in a beer hall during Oktoberfest right before a Packer game with one of those bar gals taking 100 of those big jugs of beer to your table and slamming them down? Doesn't that sounds to me like heaven.
Big jugs
of beer. I'm a chubby, bald dude from Green Bay. Of course I love big jugs of beer. I mean, and Tausch, if they go and you go, you and I need to somehow find some matching lederhosen, and we'll be in one of the beer halls slugging beers with all of our German Packer fan friends.
I'm in. I hope it lines up with a Badger bye week, but I'm in. I have been wanting.
Perfect.
Oh, baby. Yep. Coos, I'm in, baby. 80%. Let's go.
And as Mark Murphy said on his way out the door after the shareholders meeting, be prepared for one international game a year for everyone. That is the NFL's goal.
It just makes too much sense. It makes too much sense.
Well, Coos, I could sit and talk about big jugs of beer all show long.
The bar gals.
But we do need to draw.
Well, you could say I was trying to be respectful.
Clearly, with your big jugs of beer.
Let me tell you something. What those gals do they carry a lot of big jugs of beer.
The bar gals.
And the way they do it, it's super impressive. It really is.
They carry big jugs, and they cannot lie. Jesse, are you going to pick a winner and get us out of this, please?
Let's see if Kyle in Green Bay is our winner. or if someone else with fewer entries from earlier this week is selected instead. Sorry, Kyle, it's not you.
Oh, gosh.
It's like the Knicks winning the lottery.
He only got one question right, but one is all you need. Rodney in Janesville.
There you go.
Right. Tuesday's Badgers trivia contestant, our winner today.
Coos, you're a great contestant, but you're an even better guest. So thanks for joining us.
I actually have one last question for Coos. Coos,
what's up?
We got to be opening against the Bears, right? You are. I know you haven't gotten
100%.
into that yet, but don't you think it's going to be a Bears opener?
It's Sunday night or Monday night. That's what I think. I mean, there's no information because according to what the NFL says, they're not even done with the schedule yet. But I've got to believe it's going to be Sunday or Monday night, and hopefully it's here.
Yep,
I'm on board with that.
Or it'll be in Indiana.
Or in Indiana.
The Hammond Bears, baby. My two favorite teams are the Green Bay Packers and whoever's playing the Hammond Bears.
Coos, thanks, buddy. We appreciate you.
Right on, fellas. Have a good weekend.
That is Wilde and Tausch Trivia.
Coos.
Presented by Iron Jock.
You better start speaking German there, young man.
Yeah, I got to call
heading
Oma
to Germany next
and get
year,
some
big
practice
fella.
in. Yeah, I got to call Oma. Work on our German together. So if it doesn't land on a Badgers bye week, though, you can't go.
It'd be tough for me to get over there. Yeah, it would be tough. And there's only one bye next year, I believe, for the Badgers. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, why don't you and LePay go, and Norty and I can fill in for you? And
I was going to say, can't you just have Nortman be the color analyst for a week?
We can run that up the flagpole. We'll see what happens.
Well, I know he is a big sponsor of Badgers Athletics and Marquette Athletics and the Bucks and the Brewers. And he's also involved in our communities. It's David Gruber. Gruber Offices, one call, that's all. I mentioned that TV commercial I saw earlier this week where he's at the Milk House at the Wisconsin State Fair. And his line is great there. Hey, if you ever need us, we'll be around. We'll be ready. Hopefully you never need them. But if you do, there's one call to make. One call, that's all. Gruber Offices, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. We'll get to Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at CunisMKE.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Thanks to Kyle Cousineau. My voice is really struggling today. Thanks to Kyle Cousineau for the insights on just theories. He doesn't know anything for certain, but he does usually have that schedule wired, which is coming out in May sometime, usually first week or second week in May. We usually get that. Tausch is excited about his Lederhosen and his big jugs of beer in Germany. We'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. What comes to fruition now is Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
Summer is right around the corner, fellas. Brewers spring training starts tomorrow. Listen to game number 1, Brewers Guardians, on 620 WTMJ, the Brewers Network flagship, as well as Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN Madison. And the manager is sticking around for a while. Ken Rosenthal first to report. Jeff Passan on the case as well. Pat Murphy with a contract extension announced yesterday through 2029 with a club option for that final year in 2029. Guarantees almost $9 million in new money and makes Pat Murphy one of the highest paid managers in Major League Baseball.
Time to have a conversation, huh, Jell? What do you think? Jelly, you're having a conversation about his new contract extension. What do you and Pablo have to say?
Well-deserved contract extension for Pat Murphy. Shout out to the Brewers and to everybody for knowing how long it's for and for what amount of money, unlike some other contract extension for a certain coach this offseason. Pat Murphy is one of the more successful head coaches with a positive review from the fan base that I can recall in the landscape of Wisconsin sports. And the fact that everyone remembers the one fateful day at Pablo's birthday bash that I brought up when we should have the conversation about him when they were in 4th place and couldn't hit at all last season shows you that no one else has even broached the subject of when it's time to move on from Pat Murphy. I'm not sure that can be said about any other Wisconsin sports head coach at this point. So props to Pat Murphy, props to the Brewers.
Well, he's the most popular coach, and he's by far the most popular coach.
He's got to be number one if you're doing like a PR metric that you're measuring who's the most popular Wisconsin sports head coach. It's got to be him or Mark Johnson, right?
Sure. Yep.
I think he's the most popular by far. Who's second at this point among the professional coaches?
Oh, sure, okay.
And you can throw Luke Fickell in there because college football, and probably college basketball with Gardo. Those are professional now
Kelly
anyway.
Sheffield and Mark Johnson would be 2 and 3 on the list if we were doing all the coaches.
Doc Rivers finishes behind Matt LaFleur, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely he does.
So if we're doing just the
Doc
pros...
is dead last. Doc's dead last.
I'll say it. I think Fickell would be dead last behind Doc, but it would be close.
Well, it's I know it's professional football, but it's not professional football.
Understood.
Okay.
So then it would be Pat Murphy, and then Matt LaFleur. Well, actually, Pat Murphy, then a big drop, then Matt LaFleur, then a big drop but a smaller drop, then Doc Rivers.
Yep. Nailed it. Are you going to tell us about your trip for WIAC Wednesdays?
Sure. We went up to Eau Claire on Wednesday. As you know, I missed yesterday's show. Snowstorm when it was like 50, 60 degrees here in Madison. Snowstorm up in Eau Claire on
Is that why you missed the show?
I know. I was going to take off anyway.
Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure everyone knew.
Snowstorm didn't help the cause. I was hoping to get home earlier than I did. Really fun time up at UW Eau Claire. Met with a bunch of students before the broadcast, some broadcasting students at UW Eau Claire. They helped me with my pregame video on Wednesday night, which has received some positive reviews. If you haven't seen that, follow it on social media. ESPN Madison retweeted it. Game was not close. 30-point game. Domovsky's kid got some action in there. Rob gave me a nice recommendation for a post-game spot for some wings. Appreciate Rob Domovsky on that. And that concludes our regular season coverage of WIAC Wednesdays on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
But
we are waiting on one final little bit of communication before we announce something special planned for next week. I don't know if you guys know this. The conference tournaments, men's and women's basketball, start next week. So stay tuned as we're going to have an exciting development to share with you to kind of cap our coverage of the conference this season next week. So stay tuned for that.
No cap, huh? No cap?
Indeed.
Oh,
yeah.
That's well played.
You're so young and cool.
Well, compared to you two, yeah, I would agree.
Whoa, Nelly!
Any
Not to be a jerk.
Sick bird, bro.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, just being honest.
I thought you guys had a fun show yesterday. I learned I was not going to make it as a professional athlete when I was in 6th grade. Everyone made the middle school basketball team in 6th grade. There were no cuts. And because I was good at layups, I won my way into the starting lineup. And so I played the first 4 minutes of the game, and then I got an extra chance to play at the end, a close game against one of the Oak Creek schools. And so I was in there in a clutch time. 10 seconds left in the game. We're down, I think, a point. And we had this play drawn up. Some of the regulars were in. I was one of the guys. Okay, I'm inbounding the ball. So, okay, we got this whole play drawn up. Go to here. If it's not there, go to the backcourt. We got this. So they hand me the ball to inbound it. Official hands it to me. I turn, and there's like a 6-foot dude right in front of me. And I'm, little Jesse trying to inbound the ball, and I'm trying to dart around him and can't find any room to throw the ball. I threw it, went right into his arms, stole it, ball game. That's when I knew.
You were their layup specialist?
We did it. Well, we had a game where our team was bad at making layups, and so at the next practice, he said starting 5 is going to be a continuous. There were 35 of us that all made the team. So it's this continuous line, and he said, if you miss a layup, you're out, and the last 5 remaining are in. And so I was good at layups. So, cool.
Oh, so they weren't inserting you into the game just for your expertise on layups.
No, I earned my way into the starting lineup.
Not
in
a
practice.
3-point shooting specialist,
Correct,
or a defensive specialist. You were not the layup specialist.
Yeah, I was the layup specialist, and shouldn't have been in there in clutch time, inbounding the ball against the 6-footer. I was done.
Yeah, I think that volunteer coach should be fired. That's my takeaway.
That is not our Feel Good Friday story. We will have Feel Good Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, about the layup specialist Jesse Nelson. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe and Josh DiMaggio.
This offseason is ginormous for Brian Gutekunst. He's going to have a full-blown reinvention project for a lot of this roster.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee and Madison on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant.
Without a first-round pick. Because there is a lot of things to figure out, and this is the same guy that a year ago said it's time we start competing for championships.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe and Josh DiMaggio.
Mark Tausch here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
You are starting over. This is a new era of Miami Dolphins football. It's so crazy how long it's been since they've been relevant or good. The Dolphins should be a team that is good consistently, and they're not. But obviously, John Eric Sullivan is coming in, and he's saying we need to overhaul this entire roster, and these were steps in that direction yesterday. So I'm not surprised, especially coming off that injury and how the production had dipped for Tyreek Hill during his tenure in Miami. And this is, I'm sure, just the first wave of other moves that are to come for Miami. When I think of football, there's certain places that I think of. I think of Texas, and I think of South Florida. I think of Louisiana. I think of places where football is very omnipresent and the culture there. And for some reason, maybe it's the U, maybe it's the undefeated team, maybe it's my affinity for Dan Marino, South Beach should be a place where football is good and football is relevant.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts. You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It is time for Feel Good Friday, painted by Home and Lindsay Paints. Jesse, you get to go first.
So the color commentator, student at UW-Eau Claire that I got to work with on Wednesday night, Gary Bard, a great dude, good commentator on Wednesday night. Really looking forward to seeing where his career progresses. Recently lost his father, he was telling me, and on a road trip, a couple of road trips they had taken over the last couple of years. He said they really connected over listening when driving around the state and around the country to our show, Wilde and Tausch. Oh. And so pretty cool for him to share with me how special it was to have a chance to represent ESPN Wisconsin on our broadcast and to get to meet me and hear some stories about us doing the show here. Like, that was really cool for him, and it was awesome to share that experience with him, and I appreciated him being open and sharing that with me. So really cool stuff.
Well, a couple of show-adjacent Feel Good Friday items. One, as I mentioned earlier in the week, the A Road at Night documentary about Howard Moore and his family, which is obviously both uplifting and heartbreaking all at once, has gotten an extended run. They've extended the run in Madison and in now Brookfield, so you can see it in Marcus Theaters. Go to aroadatnight.com to find out more information about that. And then I think the highlight of my week was when Mitch called in after Rich Bisaccia stepped down as special teams coordinator and told the story of Rich and his sister Hannah, who he would come and say hello to every week when they were outside at practice. And you can be critical of the special teams productivity. There's no doubt about it, but it's pretty hard to question the kind of guy Rich Bisaccia is, and he will be missed by a lot of people, even if there were fans that were frustrated with special teams. All right, that's it for us. We're late as usual. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Take care. Be good.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect